Blitz.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with Bet Blitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today's a new day and we're looking to set you up with a few of some of the best picks on PrizePicks as well as Underdog. Last video we did have a like goal and you guys absolutely did crush that, so we will be dropping a bonus pick in this video, so stay tuned to the end of this video for that extra bonus pick. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before lines get bumped. Also, if you like our picks in this video and you want access to even more picks, check out our link in the description to join our Discord, where we drop even more picks every single day. Alright, let's get right into some of the best picks for today. For our first pick, we'll actually be headed over to the rebounds tab and we'll be selecting Bobby Portis for less than 12.5 rebounds. Taking a look at his last 10 games here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier yourself, use our link in the description below for a free 7-day trial. You see that Bobby Portis has actually fallen below this line in 9 of his last 10 games. Additionally, Bobby Portis has actually fallen below this line in 85% of his last 20 games. Now, Bobby Portis and the Milwaukee Bucks will be facing off against Indiana Pacers team that during the regular season was a pretty average team at defending against opponent rebounds. The Indiana Pacers during the regular season were ranked 15th in rebounds allowed to their opponents, giving up an average of over 43 rebounds per game. And to opponent big men, they were also not very good at defending against rebounding, giving up over 10 rebounds to opponent power forwards, as well as nearly 12 rebounds to opponent centers. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo is listed as doubtful for this game. However, Giannis has not played yet in this series, and this is a potential closeout game for the Indiana Pacers. So don't be surprised if Giannis does make an appearance in this game, and this could significantly affect Portis' minutes as well as his opportunity to grab rebound. Now, over his last 10 games, Bobby Portis has not played an extremely high amount of minutes, averaging just below 30 minutes per game. However, during these playoffs, he has picked up his minutes total significantly, especially with the injuries to Milwaukee's two main stars. However, in his last game, he did have nearly 40 minutes, but he only finished the game with just 10 rebounds. On the season, Bobby Portis wasn't an exceptional rebounder, pretty decent though for his position, averaging just below 7.5 rebounds per game. However, again, during these playoffs, he has picked up his rebounding, especially in the absence of Giannis Antetokounmpo, increasing to a rebounding average of above 10.5 rebounds. However, this still is well below his line. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Bobby Portis for less than 12.5 rebounds. For our next pick, we'll actually be headed over to the NBA first half tab, over to the PRA section, and we'll be taking Tyrese Maxey for less than 20 first half PRA. Now, before we take a look at his stats here on Outlier, we want to point out that this game will be played in Philadelphia after just 1 day's rest in an overtime game played here in New York. So you can expect a lot of players on both sides to be pretty fatigued, missing a lot of shots after a long overtime game, and Maxey did have 46 in his last game as well. Now, taking a look at his last 10 games here on Outlier, we see that Tyrese Maxey has actually fallen below this line in 8 of his last 10 first halves, and Maxey has actually fallen below this line in 70% of his last 20 first halves, including one tie. Now, Tyrese Maxey and the Philadelphia 76ers will be facing off against a very good defensive team in the New York Knicks. During the regular season, the New York Knicks were top team defensively in guarding opponents' PRAs, especially to the point guard position. So Maxey shouldn't have plenty of opportunity to reach this line as well. And here a quick look at his shooting guard splits if you want to see that as well. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Maxey is playing a pretty solid dose of minutes. It's actually a bit higher than we'd like to see it. However, after, again, with this travel as well as the fatigue of playing an overtime game, we can expect players on both sides to come out a bit fatigued and affect their shooting, playmaking, and energy to grab rebounds. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Tyrese Maxey for less than 20 first half PRA. Now, for those of you who are wisely betting with Underdog as well, we want to share a few plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and these were Joel Embiid for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, Josh Hart for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, and Chris Middleton for lower than 0.5 double-doubles. Now, if you like making picks on things like double-doubles, triple-doubles, as well as having access to all the other traditional PRAs as well, check out Underdog Fantasy, because right now when you use code BETBLITZ, you'll receive a free pick as well as 100% deposit match after your first time deposit. So they'll basically give you free money. Now for our third pick, we'll actually be in the NBA tab, and we'll be headed over to the rebounds plus assists, where we'll be selecting Joel Embiid for less than 17 rebounds plus assists. Now taking a look here on Outlier, we see that Joel Embiid has actually fallen below this line in 6 of his last 10 games. Now in his last game, he did absolutely crush this line, having 26 rebounds plus assists, but you can expect the New York Knicks to game plan ways to stop his playmaking. They likely have no answer to stop his rebounding, but they can affect his playmaking with their defensive coverages. And again, with the fatigue of travel and just one day in between an overtime game, you can expect players from both sides, especially the Sixers, to come out a little bit fatigued and miss conversions on potential assists as well. Taking a look at his last 20 games, we see that Joel Embiid has actually fallen below this line in 65% of those last 20 games, including one tie, as well as falling below this line in 67% for 6 of his last 9 matchups with the New York Knicks, including 2 ties. On the regular season, the Knicks were a great defensive team, not allowing very many rebounds or assists to their opponent. And when it came to defending against opponent centers, they were just as stellar, allowing just under 12 rebounds and an average of 3 assists. Now, on the regular season, Joel Embiid was a solid playmaker as well as rebounder for the Philadelphia 76ers. However, his averages for rebounding plus assists were still under his line today, and in the playoffs, his average of rebounds plus assists is also below his line today as well. So for all these reasons, again, we'll be taking Joel Embiid for less than 17 rebounds plus assists. All right, these are our picks for today. And remember to stay till the end of the video for our extra bonus pick. And also, after we review our picks, let us know which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, or any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. So for our picks, we took Bobby Portis for less than 12.5 rebounds. We took Tyrese Maxey for less than 20 first half PRA. And finally, we took Joel Embiid for less than 17 rebounds plus assists. Now, we're not saying to take all these picks and throw them into a parlay, but individually, these picks could be some useful additions to the overall entries that you have in mind. And if you like these picks and you want access to even more picks, check out our link in the description to join our Discord, where we drop even more picks every single day. And now for our bonus pick, we'll actually be going over to the turnovers tab, and we'll be selecting Jalen Brunson for less than 3.5 turnovers. Taking a look at his last 10 games here on Outlier, we see that Jalen Brunson has actually fallen below this line in 6 of his last 10 games, as well as in 70% of his last 20 games, he's fallen below this line. Now, in his last game, Brunson did have 4 turnovers. However, again, this was in an overtime game in which Brunson played 51 minutes. And again, he only had 4 turnovers. He's not a point guard who really turns the ball over too much. Additionally, Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks will be facing off against a Philadelphia 76ers team that during the regular season didn't force too many turnovers from opponent point guards. In fact, they were ranked 25th in turnovers forced to the position, only forcing slightly above 3 turnovers per game. So Jalen Brunson really shouldn't have too much opportunity to exceed this line. On the regular season, Brunson didn't turn the ball over too much either, averaging just under 2.5 turnovers per game in over 35 minutes. And during the playoffs, with a huge increase in minutes of over 43, near 44 minutes per game, he's only had an average of just 3 turnovers through the playoffs thus far. So for all these reasons, again, for our bonus pick, we will be taking Jalen Brunson for less than 3.5 turnovers. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before these lines get bumped. Also, please take a moment to hit the like button. We really appreciate all of your recent support. We thank you for watching, and again, we'll see you tomorrow.